Hello my friends, David Kessler here, and welcome back to the studio, or welcome if you're a first timer, welcome to the studio. So what do you think is the number one skill that all artists should have? Wonder what that would be. Knowledge of color, color mixing, composition. Well, I don't know what you think, but for me, the number one skill that all artists should have is the ability to draw. That's right, you heard it right here, the ability to draw. And I think people are forgetting how to draw, particularly students. And I'm talking about older students, maybe midlife students that want to do art or make art as a hobby. That may work into doing sales and that sort of thing, but initially start out just to be hobbyists in art. And that's the biggest, group of students is, middle-aged and above. Folks who just want to have a good time and learn how to paint. But before you learn how to paint, you need to learn how to draw. And that gets left out. People don't talk about it. Instructors don't, have that as a prerequisite for painting class. But listen, if you don't, and I hear it all the time in abstract paintings, people say, well, I want to learn how to paint, but I don't know how to draw, so I'm just going to take abstract painting class. Well, let me tell you, abstract painting class is a hard place to start painting because it's the most difficult kind of painting to do. It's easier to paint a still life painting than it is an abstract painting. Here's the deal, you need to learn to draw. Drawing is the fundamental building block for all art making. It's foundational. The cave paintings found in Lascaux, France, which were believed to be the first artwork ever done by men and or women, they're really drawings. We call them paintings, cave paintings, because they were done with some sort of pigment, but they're drawings. They're drawings of people and animals, and they're very well done depictions of animals. It's amazing, right? But they were drawings. That's what man and women did first, was draw. They didn't paint elaborate paintings, they began with drawing. It's foundational. It's a basic skill that you need to have as a painter. And people say, well, I don't need it to be an abstract painter. One of my students recently didn't even bring a pencil to a workshop. Now that's sad to me that they didn't bring a pencil. Well, it wasn't on the supply list. I mean, a pencil and a sketchbook is basic stuff that everybody should have, and you should take it to every workshop. It's foundational. I mean, pencils. Learn how to draw. Take a drawing class. I'm sure that most municipalities where people live, most towns are going to have some art center that has an intro to drawing or basic drawing or drawing skills or drawing foundation course. You should take that, regardless if you think you need it. Listen, how are you going to draw a still life on a canvas or a piece of paper if you don't know how to draw? I mean, as a basis for a painting. How are you going to draw the basics for a painting if you don't know how to draw? How are you going to draw, a landscape on a canvas if you don't know how to draw? How are you going to paint that on there if you can't put a drawing on there first? So the drawing from a pencil will transfer to drawing with a brush, right? But you need to learn how to draw with a basic utensil of a pencil. You need to learn how to shade your drawings, how to put value in your drawings. It's just basic stuff. And you'll be a better painter if you learn how to draw. And people say, well, I can't draw a stick figure. I don't know how to draw. Well, learn to draw. Right? If there's no place locally that provides good drawing courses, do an online search for online workshops that will teach you how to draw. It's real simple. I mean, there's never been more resources available to you to learn than there are today. So take advantage of those opportunities and learn to draw. And I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to learn how to draw. It's the basis of art. It's a basic building block for all art making. You will use it over and over and over and over. And people say, well, and I'm sure you'll say, well, Dave, I never see you doing a drawing before you start painting. That's true. I don't with abstract paintings. That doesn't mean as a student you shouldn't. I've been doing this 30 years. I don't need to right now. It's part of my process not to. It's purposeful. That the painting develops as I want it to develop, or as it develops as I paint. That's part of the way that I paint. That doesn't mean that if you do abstract paintings, you shouldn't draw out a value study before you begin the painting to do your planning from. And then you can transfer that to a canvas. Right? How are you going to do that if you don't know how to draw something? Right? So whatever you do, wherever you are in your art journey, if you don't know how to draw, make a point of it to learn. And learn how to do perspective. Because if you're doing landscape drawings and there's buildings anywhere in there, you have to know perspective. And I see it, and granted, it's difficult. It's difficult. But you have to learn to actually see and then draw what you see. And I understand, and I see it all the time from amateur artists. They have no idea how to, line up things in perspective, and their buildings get all askew because they don't understand it, and that's fine. But at least you're on your way toward learning that sort of thing, and learning how to draw, and learning how to overlap and create the visual illusion of space, and all these things are important concepts in painting. They all begin with drawing. So learn how to draw before you come to abstract painting class. Learn how to draw before you go to watercolor class. Learn to draw before you go to, any kind of an oil painting or acrylic painting class. Learn how to draw before you learn how to paint. You'll be a much better artist, and the concepts of painting will come much easier to you if you learn the concepts of drawing first. Hope this was helpful to you. If it was and you like it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.